What's good, boys? Penned best deck. 5 negates.
0 bricks.
Every hand does it. About to take a shot of this. So what's good, Sims? We got the worst duelist coming back at you with another deck profile, another spicy meme. Actually, I may have just copy and pasted this idea from Machine 656. Keck W. We got the Metalfoes Deck Profile for you here today, guys. It's a very cool list, actually. It's super fun to play. Has a very high ceiling. It has some inherent inconsistencies, but for the most part, the deck can play fairly well through interruption. You're actually quite surprised, but one of the glaring issues with the deck is you do need to have access to Magician Souls, but we have kind of catered to that, and with that you'll see in the list we have definitely tried to cater to that, but there's not really a whole ton left for me to say about it. I do most of the explanation in the list, but I will say this: like and subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, we'll just get right in with the profile. Okay, so to start off the list, you have the Metalfoes engine, which consists of the double Bismagir, and then you have to play 3 of each normal monster. It's just for consistency, of course. This is the Metalfoes engine. The only thing that will change to this whenever Blazing Vortex comes out is you'll just simply add the level 7, the new level 7 effect monster to 1 scale, which is nice because, then it makes extra deck plays a lot easier with Absolute and Vortex combo. But yeah, all these cards say the same exact thing. Once returned, you can target another face-up card you control, and then you can destroy it, and if you do, you may set 1 Metalfoes Split Trap, which is of course quite crucial because we're trying to use all these guys to set our combinations, which will allow us to gain more searches through cards of the like of the triple Abductor, which will then of course be giving us our triple Magician Souls, which is how we're going to get those searches. It's how we're going to force combos, as in Metalfoes combination, not force combos within Yu-Gi-Oh! It's very similar to how the Insector Metalfoes deck works in the regard that your Insector cards can pop your combos, so infinitely gain new resources. The Magician Souls, is going to be able to send 2 of the trap face down, and then we can draw 2 cards and search 2 cards, which is huge. It kind of makes this card getting Ash hurt just a little bit less, and of course Abductor plus Scales is usually what we're trying to do here. We can go like Abductor, Scale, Pop, get the trap, scale another card, search Magician Souls, special Magician Souls, and then send either our Endymion or our Jackal King based on how our hand is looking, and then we can do the draw 2 and get 2 searches, which is huge because we're basically getting access to 4 new cards, basically refilling our hand from everything that we've done. And the Metalfoes are then stacking up our extra deck, which is nice. And we also play this package, the Scout and the Monolith. I basically modeled this deck off Machine 656. Yassine actually cut this engine. He didn't end up liking it. He also doesn't play Painful Decision, I think, or Summoner's Art, so he's kind of taken this in a very different direction. I've definitely kind of stuck more to the roots of the original build from like 2015, 2016. I think that's around when it was, but really the Abductor Souls combo is kind of the newest addition to what we're doing here, along with the 2 targets for Souls. But those are just good pendulum monsters, and I feel like just at the cost of the 1 brick and then having the 4 copies of this through the Summoner's Art and everything, and just paying 800 to get an Infinity is nice as just a part of our end board, so I've opted to leave it in. The final card is Triple Rescue Rabbit, rather the final monster is Triple Rescue Rabbit, but this guy is just a broken normal summon. He's really good as a pendulum summon, but one thing with normal summoning this is it getting ashed or impermed or etc. definitely hurts a ton. That being said, when it does resolve as a normal summon, it gives you a link to, which then the 2 pendulum monsters that go to the extra deck can simply just come back through pendulum summon, so you don't really commit anything to the first link summon. But yeah, not really a ton to talk about here. It's just a good boy. And requirements, we have the 2 fusion cards, Quick Play, and the regular Metalfoes Fusion. Of course, the Metalfoes Fusion has the recurability effect. I just don't really want to open these cards, but that's kind of a given with anytime anyone's ever played Metalfoes Fusion. Not really a ton to talk about. Consistency pieces, 3 Summoner's Art, double decision. It sucked that this card's hard once returned. Totally understand why it's hard once returned. Actually, I really don't. I don't know why I said that. It searches normal monsters. Why is this hard once returned? What are we going to do with normal monsters except for play Metalfoes and just get tons of advantage off Magician Souls? But let's just not talk about that. But yeah, so these cards, of course, are just consistency pieces. It's more copies of everything else in the deck. A couple 1-ofs, Upstart, Reasoning, instant fusion. You know, these could probably be anything you want. I just went with these because the instant fusion, of course, is going to get us Millennium Eyes, which can potentially help us play through hand traps. Millennium Eyes is also a spellcaster. It can be revived off of Cross Sheep because technically, you know, we've fusion summoned it here as well. So that's nice as well. You know, these used to be Wearthals. These two used to be Wearthals, but I found that I just didn't really like it that much because it's like I don't really want to normal summon a Bismugear, and then like the only other option is use this to get Millennium Eyes or like play Confit, and I just wasn't really a fan of it. And the last card in the deck is just the 3 combination. Yassine just plays 2. I decided to stick with 3 because I feel like that third could be quite good in the grind. And then of course the actual effect that you get whenever you activate this card to revive a guy is, you know, fairly decent for trying to go for game. But yeah, that's that. So for the extra deck, we have 1 Heavy Metalfoes Electromite. Smile. Anyway, we have 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Mommy Master of Magicians, Queen of the Master Magicians, and 1 Unicorn. You know, this is like your basic step up into these guys package. You know, this could turn into this. But realistically, the Unicorn can just be really anything at all. Like usually when I play this card in any of my deck profiles, you could literally just do whatever you want with it. It's definitely just filler most of the time for me because, you know, Unicorn just has its niche applications. It's excuse me, its niche applications. And of course, Selene is what we want to put in the EMZ before the Pendulum Summon, so it's nice. And the Cross Sheep is for the combos. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with Cross Sheep in this deck. So Link 4s, we have Appaloosa, why not? Boral Sword, so I can kill you. Borreload, so I can out stuff. But yeah, that's those guys. For the X Seeds, we have Cyber Dragon Infinity and Cyber Dragon Nova for the Klee package, and then we have the Absolute, which, you know, serves only the one purpose to bring out the Vortex Dragon. You know, the combo is like double Volflame, and then you overlay for this, and then you can link this and something else into IP under your Cross Sheep, and then get your Vortex, and then of course that will trigger the Cross Sheep to get a monster from your grave, so you get the Magician Souls, and then the Magician Souls can turn into Selene, and then that can get your Endymion back, etc, etc, etc. Just continue to build your board. And then for the rest of the fusions, we have Alkaheist, Mithrilium, and Orichalc. This is your Metalfoes lineup. The Alkaheist is a form of interruption. Mithrilium is definitely good for going second. It's also just good in general to keep recycling your stuff. This is another argument for only 2 combo, but like I said, I think being able to flip the 3rd combo and then summon the Mithrilium, get back a gold driver, and then still be able to bounce a card by shuffling back the other 2 combos is quite valuable in grind games. And then of course Orichalc can just end games randomly, and you know, it also gives you the ability to side Book of Eclipse, because you know this guy gets all your Metalfoes monsters double piercing, which is cool. And the last card is the Millennium Eyes for the instant fusion. But yeah, that's the list. It's definitely super cool. Like I said, whenever we get the new stuff out of Blazing Vortex, it doesn't really do a whole ton for the deck, but you can definitely plan to include a playset of the new Scale 1 level 7. I forget what her actual monster effect is. The other dude isn't very good. The guy that can like summon himself out of hand, I don't know, I don't really like it. The Link monster is kind of meh. The new fusion card is decent as well, but I don't know honestly how I feel about the Parametalfoes fusion, or whatever they're going to rename it to in the TCG here. Of course, the best Metalfoes support would be Electromite coming off the ban list, and I'm not really trying to turn this into a fucking 5-head Illuminati woke ban list prediction video, but, you know, Pendulums aren't really doing a whole ton. Electromite could definitely go back to 1. We just literally have Trick Gaming in the corner going unga bunga, huffing paint, and fucking scooping paste out of the tub with a spoon. But, you know, that being said, actual shout outs to Trick Gaming. He's kind of got some big brain moments on his channel, but a lot of it is definitely just him being an ape. But most of all, shout out to Yassine656 because he inspired me to build this deck and test it some more, and honestly it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, that's really all I got for you guys. I won't ramble anymore, and you know, like, subscribe if you haven't. Probably already said that, but have a good one.